In the 9th century, the greatest warriors of the Viking world would gather together in massive feast halls to celebrate their victories and prepare for their next battle. But what happens when two of the most violent clans in the Viking world meet in the same hall? When Clans Collided is a series that brings you the inside story of the legendary Vikings. Join us as we uncover their secrets. Episode 1: The Best Served Cold. The great heathen army had just returned from a successful raid along the coast of northern Africa. Their ships were laden with the spoils of war, including several elephant tusks, which they planned to trade for a fortune in the Arab markets. They sailed back to their home base on the island of Samso, where a grand feast was laid out in the longhouse to celebrate their return. There was just one problem. The men had expected their queen to be there to greet them, but she wasn't. And the reason why soon became clear. As the men entered the hall, they saw the queen sitting on her throne, flanked by two very familiar faces: Ivar Ragnarsson and his brother Ubba. Ivar and Ubba were the sons of Ragnar Lothbrok, legendary Viking hero. But like all legends, Ragnar's sons couldn't agree on whether he was actually a god or not. This caused a rift between the brothers that would only be settled with bloodshed. Ivar had allied himself with the King of Northumbria, a powerful Anglo-Saxon kingdom in what is today northern England. Together, they had plundered the Northumbrian coast and were now looking to do the same to Samso. But the queen was having none of it. She had invited the men to a peace summit in an attempt to end the bloody feud once and for all. Unfortunately for her, though, this was to be a feast of treachery. As the men entered the hall, they knew that there could only be one outcome. An all-out brawl ensued, smashing the fragile peace between the clans and leaving the queen with no choice but to flee. Ivar's forces descended upon the unsuspecting men, killing or capturing all who stood against them. In the end, only a handful of loyalists escaped to tell the tale of the carnage. The queen's dream of ending the feud was dead, and the men of the great heathen army were about to pay the price. For their next victim, Ivar set his sights on the kingdom of East Anglia, ruled by the semi-legendary King Edmund. Edmund had previously paid tribute to the Vikings in order to protect his kingdom. But after hearing of the atrocities committed by Ivar, he decided that he had had enough. He assembled a force of 4,000 men and marched on the Vikings' stronghold. However, he had no idea what he was up against. After suffering heavy losses, Edmund's army retreated to a nearby river, where they made camp for the night. In the morning, though, they found themselves surrounded by even more Vikings. Ivar had played them like a fiddle, luring the English away from their stronghold with false promises of peace. Now he planned to wipe them out completely. Realizing that escape was impossible, Edmund ordered his men to charge. Although the English fought bravely, the Vikings were too strong, and the English king was captured. Ivar executed Edmund in the most brutal manner imaginable, sawing him in half. The Vikings then pillaged the now undefended kingdom, taking treasure and captives alike. All the while, word spread of the atrocities committed by Ivar, painting him as a monster in the eyes of the English. But in truth, the story was much more complicated than that. Now living among the people he once terrorized, Ivar took on a new mission to forge alliances and ensure the safety of his people. His journey brought him into contact with some of the most powerful figures in England, both Christian and pagan. And it was here that the real Ivar shone through the propaganda, a shrewd diplomat and military leader who could hold his own in any company. So was Ivar really the monster the English legends claimed him to be? Or was there more to the man than met the eye? Find out in the next episode of When Clans Collide. Thanks for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like these.